Hi, I'm Mike from Act 2 Books, fine, rare, and used books in Flemington, New Jersey. The last month we brought in over 1,000 really great, interesting titles. We're really excited about it. And of course, we're not going to go over all of them tonight, but I wanted to just highlight a little bit of what came in to give you an idea of what's new on our shelves. One of the things we got was a collection of train history books, railroad history books, especially pertaining to New Jersey. One thing that's kind of interesting, you might not know, the first person to ever die in a train wreck happened in Hightstown, New Jersey in 1833. We also got a lot of fine bindings and matched library set bindings, a lot of the vintage sets. They're great. They started under $7.95 for an entire set. Most of them are over 100 years old, and they're by authors you know and love like James Fenimore Cooper, Edgar Allan Poe, Charles Dickens, and a lot more. Some of them have really beautiful Victorian bindings with gold work and really lavish illustrations. You'll find some other fine bindings like Easton Press, Franklin Library, Folio Society, Heritage Press, and Limited Editions Clubs. The one thing that all these books have in common is they're all handmade, and they're all made with acid-free archival paper to last for generations. They're wonderful books, and again, these books start at under $8. They're just great. These are some more of the vintage books and library match sets we got in. And these run the gamut from music to literature to history. They're just wonderful. Another thing we're pretty excited about is we've acquired some nice examples of early printing here in the United States from the late 1700s and very early 1800s, including one of the first dictionaries printed in America, the Walker Dictionary from 1828, a Latin primer also printed in the United States from 1794, and a book on poetry and literature printed in America from 1799. We're going to take a walk in the back and look at some of the new military acquisitions because we've gotten a lot of new military in. But this is pretty neat. It's a folio-sized illustrated record of the Spanish-American War published by the United States War Department. And you'll see the Spanish-American War books that published at the time, usually in small octavo or regular book sizes. It's rare to see one in such a large format as a folio size. But there's a number of early printings from the late 1700s, early 1800s that are in the store. They're all in nice shape and they're very interesting. And as always, we've purchased a lot of New Jersey history collections, including some interesting things like this campaign poster from Hunterdon County from Horace Prale, who was a state senator from Hunterdon County in the 1920s. This is pretty neat. And as well as these are kind of cool too. We have a number of these, and these are from the very early 1800s. These are the official state records of the canals in Pennsylvania and New York State. But it's interesting. It goes over the tonnage and the profit and loss, as well as, of course, some of the New Jersey canals. We got some interesting things in on those as well. And as you know, we have one of the largest collections of New Jersey history in the entire region. And we've gotten probably 40 or 50 volumes in the last few weeks on New Jersey history, local history, as well as regional history throughout the state. Some really exciting things and some things you don't see every day. We think you really like them and find them interesting. And you know, of course, one of our specialties are American presidential biographies, military history, and American history. We've gotten over 800 titles in on military history, and then probably about another 100, 150 on American history and presidential biographies. We've gotten stuff on the Napoleonic Wars, World War II, Civil War, American Revolution, military aviation, military nautical histories, just a lot of great stuff. Vietnam War, Korean War, general military theory and military history books as well, and a lot of great presidential biographies, and some really hard to find ones as well. Some small printings of Martin Van Buren, a lot of the New Jersey native Grover Cleveland, a lot of volumes on him, Herbert Hoover. These are just a few that I've grabbed that came in today, but a lot of really interesting stuff that you don't see very often. You'll be very happy with our presidential biographies and our military history that's come in this week. A few more interesting titles on military history, American history, and presidential biographies that are in the case that aren't over there. A very early 2-volume set on George Washington's life and times from the 1830s. You'll find some more things on James Garfield, William McKinley, Rutherford B. Hayes, a lot of really early vintage books on them as well, which we've just acquired. And some other things that are pretty exciting. Horace Greeley's, a first edition of Horace Greeley's History of the American Civil War, which you don't see all that often. And this is a particularly nice leather-bound set, which you don't see very often at all. It's really a great set. We also have 2 first editions that just came in of Ulysses Grant's memoirs, a first edition of Phil Sheridan's memoirs. Just a lot of really nice history that you don't see very often. We think you'll be happy. One last little message, because I know this video is getting kind of long, but we did get a nice collection of religion and spirituality titles in, including the Encyclopedia of Mormonism, Encyclopedia of Judaica, as well as a lot of other titles on religion and spirituality. And of course, this wouldn't be complete if we didn't mention beach reads and summertime reading. You know, as always, we have over 1,000 paperbacks in the store, which start at 99 cents each and 6 for $4.95. So they're perfect for that summer reading. They're bestsellers, mysteries, all your favorite authors. So enjoy your summer wherever you are. Remember, it's about the book. It's not about the beach. Stop by Act 2 Books. We think you'll have a lot of fun here this summer.